Is the middle the best place to recover? That's a question we're going to unpack today in this video. Welcome as always to mytenniscoaching.com and My Tennis Coaching on YouTube. And I had a great discussion last week with a coach, a friend of mine, and we discussed the middle, recovering back to the middle, especially in and around under 8 tennis. The coach was asking me, well, my players don't really get back to the middle enough. Is there anything you can do from an ecological point of view to encourage players to recover? And I asked the coach what they've been working on, and the coach said, well, we've been working on a game called Home Base. Do you know it? Of course I know Home Base. It's a classic national governing body game here in the UK. So Home Base is where you draw a little box with throwdown lines, and they have to get back home after every shot. So the idea is you give the player an external focus, so after they hit the ball, they go back to the home base. The challenge with that game is twofold for me. Number one, the players get so focused on going back to the box that it almost takes a focus off the striking of the ball and playing the game, because they're just really focused on getting back towards the middle. And the middle might not actually be the best place for the player. By getting the player to go all the way back to the middle, you may actually be, one, taking away opportunities from them, or two, putting them in an off-balance position. Because again, if I'm recovering back to the middle and my opponent's smashing the ball right down the middle, I'm going to be running into the ball. So when we recover, we should be recovering based on the information that's in front of us. Opponent's position, ball flight, my previous shot. And therefore, you maybe have to watch the ball as you're recovering and not go back to the middle. So by forcing a player to go back to the middle, you may be actually putting them in a more difficult position. So let's look at it from a different lens then. So the idea of the exercise is, okay, we don't want to leave any spaces on the far side. We don't want to tell the players to go back to the middle because it might not be the best place. So what game could we play instead? So the game that we designed was, okay, 2-bounce tennis. If the ball bounces twice on my side, my opponent steals all my points. And what you find within that game is the players don't want to let the ball bounce twice, so they start to naturally reduce space. And that's what most defenses are. Like, you think about it from a very basic perspective. I don't want to leave space on my side. I want to reduce the affordances for my opponent to take action. So by just playing that very simple game, I set it up and we watched the players. And of course, the first couple of goes, lots of double bounces. There's lots of points being stolen. But the players very quickly adapt, because what happens, they don't want to lose all their points. So they get really clever of reducing space. They start to recover back to the middle. If the ball bounces once, they really make sure they're chasing down every single ball as well. And at the end, the coach said to me, yeah, that worked much better than home base. And I'm not saying, oh my God, look at me, I'm such a great coach. But it goes back to this whole traditional way of thinking of, let's program the player to go back to the middle. It may not be the best place to recover to. You may be even making it worse by forcing them back to the middle. And you also might be taking away opportunities from them by making them go to the middle. So don't think about it in a very linear way of you must do this. I think what we have to try and do, especially using ecological dynamics, is guide and shape the player to make more and better decisions. So in this case, all I want the player to do is reduce affordances for their opponent by covering the space on their side. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like and sharing it with your coaching team. Until next time, watch the video on the screen now, and I'll speak to you soon.